So how's it going, everyone? It's that time of the year again. The Crunchyroll Anime Awards have landed. I have done so well not to see who has been nominated at all. You know, last year was such a strong year for anime. You know, we had things like Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, My Dress Up Darling. I don't think this year they've put things like Chainsaw Man, no full anime in. Keep that in mind, Bleach fans. With no 1,000-year Blood War. So anyway, let's not waste any time and I'll just get straight into it. Okay, there's a lot of categories to get through. So normally we just click on one, but I don't want to do Anime of the Year straight away. Shall we start from the back and kind of make our way up? So Best Voice Artist Performance English. Options are Amelie. Nice. You know, it was really cool that she managed to get the voice role for Dress Up Darling. That's really, really awesome. Who else we got? We've got Zach Aguilar. I think that's the voice of David in Cyberpunk Edgerunners for the English one. Very, very good job he did. And Natalie Van Sistin for Spy Family of Yor from Spy Family in the English dub. Very, very good. I think I've got to go for Amelie though. You know, she does some great work on YouTube as is. And the fact that she then absolutely bossed it as Marine. I don't tend to watch a lot of dubs for anime, but I saw a lot of clips when Dress Up Darling was airing of Amelie. He did an absolute stellar job, so we're going to vote for her. Right, so next let's do Best Voice Artist Performance Japanese. So we have Atsumi Tenezaka, so we have the voice of Anya. Very, very strong. Fair enough. Chika voiced Chisato in. If none of you watched Licorice Recall, you should have gave it a shot. Licorice Recall is solid. Damn, there's some good ones here. Then we have Faruz, who did Jolene, obviously. And that role was just meant for her, really. Let's be honest here. She lives and breathes JoJo, that woman. So, and then we have Natsuki Hane for Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. I feel like we voted. He gets a lot of votes every year, but you know, don't get me wrong. Demon Slayer Season 2 slapped. There's a reason for it. Yuki Kaji for Eren Yeager. I swear last year when we did this vote in 2022 Anime Awards, it was just all Attack on Titan. Misaki Kuna, nice to see some Made in Abyss in here. Very, very strong. Like I say, if I had to pick one, I'm probably not going to do Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan, even though they are amazing, but they get a lot of votes every year since the show started. I think Anya was great. I honestly think Anya was fantastic. But I really want to give Licorice Recall one as well, because I just don't know if later on they're going to get any more votes for anything. But it has to go to Faruz. I think that's her name. Faruz I. She crushed it as Jolene. Like I say, that role was just meant for her. She's an absolute JoJo nut. She loves the show. Right, next we're going for Best Romance. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be hard because I watched a fair bit of romance anime last year. Shikamori can get in the bin. I don't care about it. Call of the Night was a very, very solid show. I loved it. Kaguya-sama, obviously, it was easily one of the best shows of last year. Komi Can't Communicate, second series, just as strong as the first, in my opinion. My Dress Up Darling, obviously, we've already voted for the Amelie for the voice actress, but it was a very, very good show. But I want to just point out this little gem right here, Love After World Domination. I absolutely loved this show. This show was so good. Obviously, the obvious answer here is Kaguya-sama. And if Love After World Domination wasn't here, I would give it to Kaguya-sama. But just for the sake of being a bit different, Love After World Domination was such a... I went into it expecting nothing, and it was one of my favourite shows of last year. It was such a banger 12-episode anime. I'm going to vote for Love After World Domination. Right, Best Fantasy. I can't say I watched a lot of fantasy, but saying that, they are classing things like Demon Slayer. Well, I suppose Demon Slayer is fantasy, but I wouldn't know if I would put it part of fantasy. Damn, did Mushoku Tensei... Oh, because it was part 2. I remember voting for Mushoku Tensei and getting annoyed that it wasn't voted for Anime of the Year last year. But it's here for Best Fantasy again this year. And as much as I'm ranking the Kings, I'll core 2. This is why a lot of things, I'm like, I swear I saw a lot of these shows last year's voting. Ranking the Kings, Mushoku Tensei, it's because they had their core 2s that crept into this year. As much as I love Ranking the Kings, as much as I love Mushoku Tensei, I really, really do. I voted for them last year, but Made in Abyss was new this year. Made in Abyss Season 2. The Golden City of the Scorching Sun was an absolute banger. I'm going to have to vote for it for my Best Fantasy. Now we're on to Best Drama. 86 Part 2, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, obviously. It was absolutely, it blew the internet up. Attack on Titans, final season Part 2. Dance Dance Dancer, I didn't actually watch, but I heard a lot of good things about it. Made in Abyss again, The Golden State, The Scorched Sun, and Kotaro Lives Alone. I watched a couple episodes of this. I didn't finish it, but, you know, it was alright. It was alright. If we're talking from a drama standpoint, for me personally, it's between Cyberpunk and Attack on Titan. I think from a drama aspect, I'm going to give this to Attack on Titan, just because I think Cyberpunk is going to appear in a lot of other categories and will have a lot more chances for me to vote for it. So for now, I will do Attack on Titan, because Attack on Titan, it bangs every year. Best comedy now, best comedy. What we got? We got Kaguya-sama again. Absolutely, it's one of the funniest shows. Kotaro Lives Alone, Spy Family, Dress Up Darling. I feel we're going to start seeing a lot of the same shows again. Uncle from Another World, that was a good pick. I didn't actually watch it, but I saw a lot of clips on TikTok, and yes, it looks extremely funny. Your boy Kong Ming, I did actually watch Your Boy Kong Ming, and it's a very, very good show, and I'm tempted to vote for it just purely because I don't think it's going to get voted for anything else. But I did kind of pie off Kaguya-sama in the romance category, which really is its strongest suit, but yeah, I'm going to have to go Kaguya-sama because it's literally one of the funniest shows. I would like to have voted for Kong Ming, but I really did do an injustice to Kaguya, pieing them off in Best Romance. Best Action now. Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, Licorice Recall, Spy Family, JoJo, Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Very, very strong. Like I say, it's going to be really hard because last year for anime was so strong. You know what? I'll give one to Demon Slayer because I feel like I'm going to pie Demon Slayer off for a lot of other things. I'll give them this at the very least because the animation for Season 2 of Demon Slayer was chef's kiss. It was amazing. It's probably like the best animation I've ever seen. But yeah, like I say, I feel like Demon Slayer is going to be one of those things I pie off because it's a bit like Attack on Titan. You know it's good, so I don't really want to vote for it too often. I want to give it to some other shows that amazed me. But then saying that, if I pie off Licorice Recall now, I'm never going to come back to it. But big shout out to Licorice Recall. I really, really did like that show. Demon Slayer was literally just another level. It really was. I'm going to have to give my vote to that. Hopefully, if it comes up in is there like a best couple or something like that, I'll give it to Licorice Recoil. Must protect at all cost characters. Is that a new category or did they have that last year? I mean, I feel like they just made this category for Anya, didn't they? So saying that, Komi-san's there. Shoko Komi's there. Boji is also there. Must protect Boji at all times. Marine, I don't know if she's more of a protect. Kotaro, I can kind of see. I'm surprised how much Kotaro Lives Alone has been put in these categories. But yeah, I mean, they literally just made this for... And I've not voted for Spy Family yet. They literally just made this category for Anya. I know they did. So yeah, there you go. Anya Forger, must protect at all costs. Best supporting character now. Best supporting character, we have Hayasaka, especially after this latest season of Lovers' War. Hayasaka is very, very important. Oh, but then they've gone and put Rebecca in here. Anya and Yor, I think they're very strong. I don't know if they're supporting characters, though. It's kind of like a split main character thing with Spy Family. Tengen was awesome, don't get me wrong. He was very awesome. But Kage, I think his name's Kage, is that how you say it? From Ranking of King's Core 2. He's a very solid character. I mean, that show doesn't get enough respect as it does. But I think I've got to do everyone a bit of justice here, and we've got to vote for our girl Rebecca. She got done dirty, but yeah, she was one of the highlights of Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I mean, that whole show is just amazing, but you know, that is like the pinnacle of like a top class supporting character is Rebecca. She almost felt like a main character. We've got to give it to our girl Rebecca. Now we're on to best main character. Who are our main characters? Boji from Ranking of Kings, Chisato, David, Eren Yeager, Marine, and Lloyd Forger for best main character. I mean, Eren Yeager, obviously, he's always been like the main thing of Attack on Titan, but obviously final season, he's really, really coming into his own. Chisato, see, I can't just say she was just the best main character. We also had Takina as well, and she's like joint best main character in that show, so I can't just give it to Chisato. Marine was obviously very good for Dress Up Darling. For me personally, David was obviously we kind of see him from, for such a short anime, you see so much of David's life and how much it evolves in such a short space of time. But Lloyd is like, yeah, like, I still don't class Lloyd as the main character of Spy Family. Like, I guess he is, but I mean, it's just kind of like a trio there. So for me, it's between David, Eren Yeager, and Bocce. I'll give it to Bocce, I will, because I feel like I pied him off a lot this year, but I also voted for him a lot last year, but give it to Bocce. All right, Best Director now. Best Director, we have Demon Slayer, Spy Family. It's all just going to be the same ones, isn't it? Straight up, I'm just going to give it to Hiroyuki Imiyashi, because Cyberpunk Edgerunners was just so... It just came out of the blue, and it rejuvenated a dead game, basically. Brought Trigger back to the forefront. I mean, Trigger's always been an amazing studio, but I feel like they've been a little quiet for a little while. Just absolutely just reminded us why Trigger is one of the best studios. Like I say, single-handedly revived Cyberpunk 2077 game, and it was literally... You couldn't go on the internet without hearing it, or hearing that song, I Want to Stay at Your House, and all that. So, yeah, I think they did some absolute magics there, directing Cyberpunk Edgerunners. It's got to take my vote. Best anime song. Okay. Cheeky Cheeky Bam Bam from Kongming. Comedy. Oh, I forgot Shadow House Season 2 was this season. Shall We Dance? Obviously, The Rumbling. Obviously, it's a banger. Kaguya intros are always good, though. This is really hard. And then the One Piece Red. Fair enough. I forgot that film was technically last year, wasn't it? It's so hard because for me, the obvious winner here is, you know what, I'm going to give it. It's Kaguya. Kaguya intros and outros always bang. My non-fiction, it's just carried on a tradition of their songs doing so well. Best film. What films came out last year? Oh, we have Bubble. I forgot about Bubble. Jujutsu Kaisen 0. See, a lot of I didn't watch Inyo. I haven't watched Inyo. Haven't watched Dragon Ball Super. Haven't watched The Deer King. Haven't watched One Piece Red. But I watched Bubble and I watched Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Bubble looks really, really good. And it's a solid film, and it's something a little different. So Jujutsu Kaisen 0 is literally... I love the manga, and this film really did just bring it. It's such a good prequel to the series. I think I'm going to go with JJK right there. Best score, best anime score. What have we got here then? We've got Kevin. Obviously, if you're a big Trash Taste viewer, you know it's got to be your boy Kevin. But let's look at who else, obviously. Akira Yamaoka. There we go. Hiroyuki Sawano. Attack on Titan always has such really good scores, in my opinion. Demon Slayer usually slaps as well. I feel really bad pieing off Kongming, but it's competing with such big shows. That's the problem. Kongming did slap, I'm not going to lie. But, like I say, I'm an avid Trash Taste viewer. I've got to give it to your boy Kevin Penkin. Made in Abyss, it bangs. It's such a good show. Best ending sequence now, and we have comedy from Spy Family. Call of the Night. Call of the Night's not had anything up till now. Forgot about Call of the Night. The Attack on Titan, Kaguya. I'm getting tired of saying these all the same. Call Me came up again, that's nice. You know what, let's give it to Call of the Night. Call of the Night was a really, really solid series. It's done justice to the manga, I'd say. And it's a show that not a lot of people watch, because I forget it was streaming on... Is it on High Dive or something like that? So not a lot of people watched it, but you should definitely even just pay for 1 month of High Dive just to watch Call of the Night. Best opening sequence now. Spy Family... Cheeky Cheeky Bam Bam again, Naked Hero from Ranking of Kings, The Rumbling. I feel like this fire's a bit of a cheat because it's like such a well-known song, especially in the UK, by Franz Ferdinand anyway. I feel like that's... I don't know. I know all like anime songs are made by, artists, but, to me it's just a bit weird seeing Franz Ferdinand be nominated for an anime award. But it does slap. It does slap, and it does suit Cyberpunk very, very well. You know what? I'm going to give it to The Rumbling for Attack on Titan, because, Attack on Titan openings always bang, but this is one of my favourites. I usually have a bit of a ranking. Put down in the comments if you want to see my Attack on Titan intro ranking, because I will give you one. But The Rumbling is up there. Right, we're getting near the end now. We have Best Continuing Series. Okay, they've changed a lot of categories here, because there's no, Best Couple or anything like that this year, which is weird. They've put, most must-protect character and Best Continuing Series. I suppose because a lot of stuff had Core 2s, it seems very common now. One Piece is always continuing, so Kaguya-sama, Made in Abyss, JoJo, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. I mean, I suppose I should give it to JoJo just because it was nice that we actually finally got the second and third cores to this show, because it seemed like, was it 9 or 10 months we had to wait between core 1 and the rest of the cores? But yeah, JoJo is really, really solid this year, and it seemed worth the payoff at least. I know we felt like we waited a long time, but the payoff was worth it. Best new series: Call of the Night, Licorice Recall, Spy Family. Spy Family. Technically, it was new. It's weird voting now for this stuff because Spy Family Core 2's already happened. I'm like, it's not a new show. It's been out ages, but I've got to try and remember the whole last year and also dipping into 2021 because it's also incorporating like fall and winter 2021 into here. But let's be honest, ourselves, there's only one winner here, and it's Cyberpunk Edgerunners because the show absolutely bangs and it's by one of my favourite animation studios. Best animation. I was just about to say, well, the answer is going to be Demon Slayer, isn't it? Because that's the obvious answer. But if you guys didn't ever watch Akebi's... Is it Akebi or Akebi's? I think it's Akebi. Akebi's Sailor Uniform. Cloverworks did so well last year. They did Dress Up Darling. They do Spy Family. They did Akebi Sailor Uniform. They did Shadow's House Season 2. They did such good animation last year. And I tell you, this show looks so good. I'm going to give it to Akebi Sailor Uniform because the obvious answer is Demon Slayer, but we're not going to do obvious answers here. I'm sure at the end of the day, Demon Slayer or Attack on Titan's going to win it, or Cyberpunk's going to win it, because they're really, really popular. But I've just got to give a personal shout out to Akebi's Sailor Uniform, because that animation, I forgot about it. Because it's the thing, that came out early last year, I want to say. That show, it banged. You should watch it. It's such a simple, slice of life show, but just visually, it's so good. Best character design now, we have got... Obviously, Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer's always got really good character design. This is hard. I kind of want to do Dress Up Darling, but at the same time, Cyberpunk was completely original. Whereas, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away, but all of these, apart from is Ranking of Kings a manga? I don't think it is. I think it's an anime original. But Demon Slayer, Spy Family, JoJo, there's reference points for them. They're all pre-established characters in manga, and the visual elements because they're manga, so you know what they look like. Not taking anything away from the character designers here, but Cyberpunk Edgerunners was completely original, and all the characters are completely original. They've no standing point. They're like, look, this is the world of Cyberpunk, make characters you think would suit it. And people like Lucy especially, and Rebecca, they are iconic. There's already been so many cosplayers of them, even David with his yellow jacket. It's got to go to Cyberpunk. It's just such a good show. Right, we're down to our last two now, which is Best Original Anime, and then finally the one we've all been waiting for, Anime of the Year. So Best Original Anime. Oh, this is a bit different. Oh, okay. I know I said that they've changed the categories up a lot, but I actually kind of like this because this is very, very different. This is actually making you pick something that's not in the big, 4 or 5 or whatever it is. So we have Birdie Wing Golf Girls. I did watch. Very, very solid. Was that really Bandai Namco? I don't know who I thought animated that, but it was solid. It was a solid show. Healer Girl I didn't watch. The Orbital Children I didn't watch. Yuri Deco I didn't watch, but I did watch Vampire in the Garden. I did watch Licorice Recall and Birdie Wing Golf Girls. All 3 of these are really, really, really solid. Licorice, I absolutely love. The bromance between Chisato and Takina is amazing. Birdie Wing was just a really, really good, solid story. But you know what? I'm going to give it to Vampire in the Garden because it just incorporated a good story. It was something different. It was something fresh, and it looked visually very solid. It's also really, really short. I swear it's only like 6 to 8 episodes or something like that. It's really, really short, but it does such a good job at building this really weird world in such a short space of time. So yeah, Vampire in the Garden is getting my Best Original Anime. And okay, now the one we've all been waiting for, Anime of the Year. And our nominations are, obviously, the ones we've been reading all this time. I'm surprised how much they've put Licorice Recall in this, because don't get me wrong, I really like Licorice Recall. I thought it was a great show. But it's not really Anime of the Year good show. It's just a solid show you enjoy watching every year. Spy Family obviously blew the internet up. Cyberpunk blew, all of these blew the internet up. I think Ranking of Kings doesn't do it for me simply because I voted for it a lot last year, and it being core 2 was, I know Attack on Titan was part 2, but it always feels like, it looks like a complete different show every time you watch it. Demon Slayer obviously is always going to be up there. I get tired of saying it, but Demon Slayer is really good. There's a reason it's always up here. So I think my answer. My anime of the year has got to be Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I don't think there's any debate in it. Obviously, if they had done Fall and Winter is going to be interesting next year, because you got to think this time next year when we vote for this year's anime that comes out, there's going to be Chainsaw Man, there's going to be Bleach 1000 Year Blood War, there's going to be JJK Season 2, there's going to be Attack on Titan, the final season Part 3, Core 1 of 10, or whatever it's going to be. There's going to be so many anime it's competing with. But this year, Cyberpunk Edgerunners, it changed the game, I think. It's an absolutely stunning anime. So there we go. That is all our votes completed. And here are the shows we voted for. So we voted for Cyberpunk Edgerunners, 5 times? We have Vampire in the Garden, Akebi Sailor Uniform, JoJo, Attack on Titan twice, Call of the Night, Made in Abyss, Jujutsu Kaisen 0, Kaguya-sama, Ranking of Kings, I did vote for it once, Spy Family once, Love After World Domination, Made in Abyss. They're all last year was I say this every year though, last year was a particularly strong year for anime, continuing and new. So yeah, there's all my votes. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I would like to hear what you guys voted for in the comment section below. And thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.